There's one really big question you need to ask yourself, which is, what is the purpose? What's your end goal? What are you trying to achieve? What do you hope to get out of making paintings, and what effect do you want them to have on other people? To me, the Greeks had it all figured out. Aristotle would say the answer is universal truths, to convey universal truths, which essentially means that you are teaching people, you're helping them to learn about these very important life lessons. These are things that they're going to carry with them and that will be true for as long as there are humans in the world. All of these lessons, of course, needed to be in line with logos, pathos, and ethos. Without logos, without the logic, you can't understand what's actually there. So that's the problem with most modern art, is that there's nothing to actually discern from the surface itself. The other part would be pathos. Is there going to be an emotional connection? So that has to do with what you're actually choosing to tell a story about, but it's also about how you convey it. If you're going to include drama, if you're going to elevate, create dramatic lighting and elevated or more dramatic sort of circumstances that the characters are in, those things are going to contribute to the pathos. Finally, the ethos is a moral lesson. So to me, this is different from just learning, because there's certain things you can learn that aren't necessarily just about morals, but the ethos is going to mean that you're learning a moral lesson. So you're going to learn about, good and evil, things like that, and what kind of things you ought to do to be a good person in the world. So to me, these things are all very fundamental. If you're going to actually convey something that people can understand, you need that logos, you need the logic. There needs to be something that's actually there for the viewer to understand. You can't just expect them to, extrapolate from a blank white canvas and get some big political message out of it. You need to actually have it there on the surface. So if you want to actually get people to remember that story and to really move them, to compel them and to make them feel like they're a part of it, or that it's something that's actually happening that they should care about, then of course you need the emotional engagement. You need that pathos there to really give them a visceral experience, something that's going to feel like it's really digging in deep and it's hitting them in a place that's so much more personal and internal compared to just a simple list of events or something like that. Finally, the ethos will give you a sort of utilitarian type perspective. It's going to give you something which you can actually walk away from feeling like you have learned something, or that you are a part of that greater sense of ethos. So these are all the values of classical painting or kitsch painting. These are Aristotelian values that go back all the way into ancient Greece and were practiced in ancient Greece. And these are at the very foundation of classical painting. So to do the opposite of this, or to go away from this, would be what is really at the heart of modern art and the modern way of approaching any kind of craft. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.